So the best man won. Yordenis Ugas talks about his last fight against Errol Spence Jr. The very humble, good-spirited Yordenis Ugas. I mean, Yordenis Ugas, man, such a humble guy. It's really hard to even say anything negative about Yordenis Ugas for a guy like me, right? When I say things like he was a punching bag in a fight with Spence, that's just me being honest. I feel like he just kind of let Spence have his way with him. But Yordenis Ugas is such a nice guy, bro. And yeah, Yordenis Ugas says the best man won. And he talks about his fight with Errol Spence. Now, according to Boxing on Twitter, posted a clip of the big moment for Yordenis Ugas in his fight with Errol Spence. And Yordenis Ugas gives details as to why he reacted the way he did during that fight. And he says this, quote, "The referee told him to stop, although he later regretted it, but it made me think that I threw one more punch. That's why I didn't continue the action. That didn't confuse the both anyway. He was the best that night. The best man won that night." Now, of course, his English isn't the greatest, right? I know I sounded a little crazy reading that, but basically, he felt like Spence regretted it. I'm not sure how Spence would regret that, right? I mean, I think Spence kind of got off the hook because of that situation. I think Yordenis Ugas regretted not following through with some punches, right? But, you know, shit happens, right? Yordenis Ugas, like I said before, is one of the nicest dudes in the sport of boxing. But I will also say Errol Spence can't afford to make those type of mistakes against a guy like Terrence Bud Crawford. And going into a fight with a guy like Crawford, who's a counterpuncher, right? I think the fight would play out a lot differently than the fight with Yordenis Ugas. But Yordenis Ugas, of course, gets asked by fans, right? And then he responds by saying, yeah, 200%. I got confused and thought I had thrown one punch too many and took a step back. I completely lost momentum. But that's boxing. That's life. And, I mean, Ugas is just such a nice guy, right? If you had the top 5 nicest dudes in the world, you may want to throw Keanu Reeves in there. You may want to put Yordenis Ugas in there, right? Yordenis Ugas is such a humble guy. He took this loss in stride, right? And fans are still kind of, talking about that fight because really that's the last fight that Errol Spence had. So that's kind of what we kind of got to go off of. But Yordenis Ugas, man, is humble as ever. And I hope he finds a good opponent and the rest of his career, it goes well for him. Last I seen Ugas talk about his career, he said he got a big announcement coming soon. So he's still kind of waiting on that announcement. Like I said before, a few weeks ago, realistically, a fight with him and Thurman makes the most sense right now, right? Both guys are former champions. Both guys a certain age bracket, right? I think that fight makes sense, Ugas and Thurman. It makes all the sense in the world to me. Keith Thurman lost against Pacquiao. Ugas beat Pacquiao. I mean, really, that fight just makes sense for sometime later this year. But Yordenis Ugas, man, really humble dude, nice guy. Really, I mean, people could say that Ugas was a punch bag in the fight after that big moment that he had, that unicorn moment that he had in the fight against Errol Spence. He lost all his momentum after that, he said. So I don't think that in a fight with a guy like Crawford, Errol Spence got to be on his A game. He can't be getting distracted or confused. Neither guys in the ring can't be getting, because Crawford won't be getting confused like Yordenis Ugas did, right? So Errol Spence got to be on his A game to make sure he ain't looking around for his mouthpiece or anything like that if he gets caught with a big shot. So yeah, man, Yordenis Ugas, that's what he had to say about his big moment, and he simply just said the best man won that night. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.